Hi guys. Took me a minute to get this chapter written out. I didn't get up as early as I wanted to. I went back to bed. Yeah, that was my bad this morning. Excuse me while I'm trying to get myself situated. Okay, so I hope everyone had a good night. I slept pretty good. Unfortunately, didn't get. Well, actually got to sleep a little bit earlier, so maybe about an hour and a half earlier than I normally do. So I just didn't want to get up. Kind of threw everything off, but anyway, I had a fairly decent night and was trying to get stuff figured out for today, and I knew I had to write this out and gonna try to work on the next one so I can be ahead of the game a little bit tomorrow. We were having to worry about trying to fix hours and that kind of thing tomorrow. Or for this week. I don't know if I can get mine fixed this week or not, but we'll see. So I think all right. I'll just go into what today's video is on. Today's video is on solar power. Now, I'm going to be adding kind of a little bit extra in between while I'm reading this today because I have quite strong opinions and feelings on how and the reasons why everybody thinks they need to be connected to electricity all the time. And part of this is kind of written in such a way to where it sounds like it's speaking to trying to keep all of the electrical connection going through solar power. But it's basically just explaining how you would do that and how expensive it could get to do that, to keep using all of the electricity using solar. So, today is solar power, as I said, and we'll just dive right in. So, living off grid is perhaps the best way to conserve energy and natural resources. There are many ways to generate your own power, and most homesteaders dream of living off the grid entirely. There is only one thing stopping their dream from becoming a reality: money. And that's if you want to live off grid and still be able to have all the electrical conveniences. Which, even though it takes some learning, you don't really need. It's a matter of really deciding what you actually need. Going off grid can be expensive. Sure, the monthly utility bills will vastly decline if not disappear completely. I lost my place. But the initial investment of solar panels and related equipment is quite expensive. Local laws in some areas may prohibit or restrict the ability to live off grid, at least with solar panels. Some states do have very restrictive laws. Thankfully, our state is not one of them. Always review the regulations in your area to make sure you don't spend thousands or tens of thousands of dollars on devices you will have to remove from your home. My best advice to those with a desire to get off the grid as much as possible is to start small. The 20 to 30 years that a complete off-grid system will take to pay for itself is an awfully long wait. Okay, that's what I was talking about. A full solar system, a full solar panel hookup to have all the electrical conveniences. It's just not necessary. Now, I know there's a lot of people that probably disagree with me, but if you're going to go off-grid, being connected to enough solar panels to where you can use all the electrical conveniences that you're using on grid, like in your home that takes electricity, is not really living off-grid. And I know that's my opinion, but I also view that as the truth. And there's a lot of other homesteaders that actually would agree with that. So, thanks to the improvements in solar panel technology over the past decade, it is possible to power a home with solar panels even if you live in Alaska. However, the more powerful a solar panel system is, the higher the price will be, and that's true. Now, we are planning on getting some solar for a small amount of things. But we're not going to go completely solar to have our house completely electrical. It's not necessary. And that's not truly living off grid. When we vastly increased our land, we also decreased our home square footage. The hunting lodge we turned into our home is only 1,700 square foot or so. When I did some research into what it would take to go off grid and garnered several estimates, the cost was going to be somewhere between $30,000 to $50,000. If we didn't heat our home with a wood stove, and if we used an electrical stove and an air conditioner like most people, the expenses for solar panels would have been much higher. The typical American home uses nearly 30,000 watts an hour of electricity each day. It would take at least 30 solar panels getting a full day of sunshine to meet the power needs of the home. And that is every day, and you know you can't count on that. That is one of the reasons why Doug, in their video, that he was talking about the solar panels, it's just not worth it. Because they're not that reliable. And if you're going to use solar, okay, use it for certain things, but don't use it to rely on it for everything. To live off-grid and be able to use only solar energy year-round, the energy consumption of the home would have to be reduced to about 10,000 watts per hour per day. And that still would be expensive. Get off-grid in small doses. In addition to using solar power to take yourself off-grid, there are other ways you can reduce your reliance on modern utilities. Now, a lot of these are really good suggestions. Excuse me for a minute. I have to turn. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Now, alright. The first way that you can help to reduce your reliance on modern utilities, listed in here, number one is propane gas powered appliances and wall mount heaters. Propane heaters. I have used a double-headed propane heater. The regular tank of propane, which I think is a 12 gallon. It's the regular sized propane tank. That one lasts it depends on how long you run it too. If you run it until it heats up and then, or heats your area up and then you shut it off for a little bit, you're going to save more of the propane. And just, for those, you just look around and find the cheapest place to get them filled. Anyway, propane powered appliances. I've never used any of those, so can't really say much. You do have to stop and consider the cost of propane and how much you're going to use. In my personal opinion, I would rather use a wood cook stove. Okay, now for heat, a wood stove. And they're far more efficient than fireplaces and way less expensive than propane heaters. Because wood is a lot easier to come by. I mean, maybe for some people it's not. But if you're a homesteader and you have your own property, especially, wood is going to be a lot easier to come by. Wood cook stove, same thing. Wood stove, wood cook stove. If you can combine the two, you're gold. Because you've got your stove for cooking, you've got your stove for heating, and you don't need a huge, huge house, so your wood cook stove is going to be enough to heat your house. Alright, wind turbines. I know there's a lot more of those being used. There's actually fields of those nowadays. I can't really say much on wind turbines because I don't really know a lot about them. I mean, if anybody knows anything about them, you can put it in the comments. Let us know, because I don't really have much information on that yet, because I haven't really done a lot of research on that kind of solar type or green energy type of thing. Okay, hydropower. Hydropower if your home is located on a moving creek or lake. Not everybody could do hydropower. I mean, now for us, we do have a small creek on our land, but it wouldn't be enough for that. And I don't have the desire to build our off-grid cabin, and set it up with modern conveniences. I want to be able to build our off-grid cabin and live a simpler life. Yeah, the work is hard, but it's a lot more rewarding. And it's a lot healthier. And that's what we're going for. Outdoor wood powered furnace, sorry. Now, I have seen quite a few of those in use, especially up in Michigan. I also know they're around $10,000, $10,000 to $15,000. That's a lot of money. They also have to be hooked up to a vent system in your house. So, you would have the expense of that unless you have that knowledge. I don't know as I would go that far. I would rather have the wood cook stove in our house. Because, I have fair knowledge of it. Because I grew up with a wood stove. No, not with a wood cook stove. But in the wintertime, with even a wood cook stove, you can use it to cook on. Especially when it gets really cold. Anyway. The last thing you list is using copper coils from a wood stove that connect to a hot water tank to warm water for showers and washing. I have heard of that before. And I'm pretty sure there's videos about all of these things on YouTube. So go ahead and look them up. If you're curious about any kind of this thing, any of these kinds of things. I'm sorry, I'm tripping over my words today. If you're curious about any of this stuff, see if you can find videos on it, and how to do it and how to set it up, and if it's something you can do, great, cool. If not, then if it's too complicated or too expensive, then you'll have to look for something different. Find another way. Reducing the amount of power you need to run your home is part of adjusting to the homesteading mindset, and that's really important. Make small changes to your energy consumption habits to increase your self-reliance. Cooking outdoors on a grill or a smoker, except during winter months, instead of using your stove, is just one baby step you could take toward achieving your off-grid goals. Now that's actually a big one. They call it a baby step, but that's a big one. And I actually took that step up in Michigan. The off-grid stove that I built, that I know was ruined by someone that lived up there. No, it was not my son. Anyway, but the off-grid stove that I built, and even the off-grid little fire pit thing that I had set up before that, it worked great. And I got a little bit of experience of cooking over an open fire now, which is helpful. And on the property, when it might be raining, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a video. If it's raining really hard, we might not even be able to get up there. So that might be put on hold again this week, because Wednesday is the only day that Andrew and I actually had off together. So, and Scott's actually going to be able to get Wednesday off. I don't know. We might be able to still go up there and dig a fire pit or whatever. If it's not raining too bad, I might take my computer just in case I can do a video. I thought about having my husband use his phone to do a video, but I wouldn't be able to get it on the channel, so. Because he's subscribed to the channel on his phone, but he is logged into YouTube himself, so it's not gonna work. Anyway, and I don't know if he'd really want to log out, because I don't know if he knows his login information, so. But we'll see. I'll let you guys know more on that. I only have to work 7 to 11 tonight, so 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., unfortunately. I'm not going to get into that. But I'll do what I can to try to do a video when we're up there. I mean, if it's raining really hard, I won't be able to, because I don't want to ruin my computer. But if it's not raining, if we've got a lull where it's not raining, I'll do a video. We'll just have to see. Gonna go to sleep? Alright. She might have her headphones in. Anyway, harvesting rainwater. Learning how to reuse gray water. And gray water is like the water that you drain out of your dishwater, your laundry water. Learning how to reuse that, especially the laundry water. And that's something I'm going to have to do a little more research on, because I've never really done that, so. And drying your laundry on a clothesline are just a few of the ways you can live off-grid without spending all of your savings. I grew up with my mom hanging clothes out. As soon as it was warm enough in the spring, she was hanging laundry out. Even if we didn't think it was warm enough, so. I mean, we were kids, so. Anyway, so the next thing it goes into is solar alternatives. Consider buying some solar-powered appliances to use inside and outside your home. Check out the camping and outdoor stores in your area or on Amazon, and they have a lot, to find some of the following types of gear that can be used in place of those conventional counterparts. Now, okay, they actually named this on here, so I'm going to wait. All right. The first thing they name is a solar generator. Those are kind of expensive, but well worth it. Once we have the money, I will be buying one. Maybe a couple of them. It's one of the reasons we're going to hang on to the trailer for a while, because we need a place for things to be sent to. So, And I'm not sure how the money situation is going to work out, but all that's in God's hands, and I'm not going to fret about it. Because when I do, it just gets me all up in a bind and just not in a good mood and just worrying about stuff that really isn't in my control. I mean, we have jobs and we're doing the best we can right now, so. And God has worked things out. He's been faithful for the last year. He has been so faithful to us. And I know He will continue to do so. And I have to remind myself sometimes of Philippians 4:19. My God shall supply all of our needs according to His riches in glory by Christ Jesus. And He will. He has. He will. And I trust Him with everything. Everything. With our lives, with our finances, with everything. With our homestead, with our property. All of it. He's gotten us this far. Okay. So a solar generator. You won't have to stockpile gallons of fuel to operate one of these emergency generators. They run silently, making them perfect during a survival situation. And that's also true. You don't want something that's going to be so loud that it's going to attract everybody. Especially in a grid down situation when there's people that start going around trying to find places that have food and water and medical supplies. Gotta have a place to keep that stuff and not let people know you have it. Solar charger. Now, these are fairly cheap. You can get these almost anywhere. Okay, some of the places you can get them, you might not get real good quality, but it'll give you enough to where you can get an idea. And then, just save up to get a better one later. Solar charger. Instead of plugging your smartphone into an electrical outlet, use a solar-powered charger both in your home and when you are on the go for the same purpose. And it saves. You're not using electricity, you're using solar power. Alright. Solar hanging lanterns. These lights will be larger and stronger than light bulbs. These are a great option for providing light in a shed, in the garage, or on a swimming pool deck. Simply hang them on an exterior of the building or in front of a window to charge. Now, you do have to be careful where you get them and the quality of them because sometimes they don't work very well. Experienced that with the ones that I had in Michigan. We are going to be getting solar lights. I have 2 right now. I'm going to be getting some more to kind of like line the drive with. So it's a little easier to find. And I think what I'm going to do when we do go up there and we're able to get some pallets up there, I'm going to take 2 pallets and see if we can set them right where, we're going to start the fence that's going to side the drive, one on each side. And I'm going to attach the solar lights to those. I'm going to get a few more and then, yeah. Solar hanging light bulbs. Designed to be hung from tents, but could be used on porches, patios, or indoors for bright light. Just another way to, get that little extra light without having to worry about batteries or electricity. Excuse me, sorry. I'm drinking one of my healthy drinks, my shrub. Thank you, Doug and Stacy, for that. Alright, the next one is a solar-powered bug zapper, and I'm definitely going to get one of these. Hang a sun-powered bug killer in the yard and kill the pests silently without plugging into an outlet. Many of these devices also come as a lantern and insect killer combo. And you can get those, especially on Amazon. Amazon has all kinds of those things. Solar-powered flashlight. Now these are nice because you can usually find a combo where you got a solar-powered flashlight Some of them even, I mean, you might have to pay a little bit more for them, but some of them you can even plug your phone into to charge it up. And there's some that even have an AM/FM radio on it, and it's solar powered. You can also get them with a hand crank. Okay, you can reduce your consumerism by not purchasing batteries for traditional flashlights. Instead, use solar-powered flashlights or solar-powered landscaping lights for emergency lighting. And, we're definitely going to have those. Solar-powered fountain pump. Do you have a decorative garden pond in your front or backyard? Instead of running an outdoor extension cord to the fountain pond and pump attachment, use a solar version instead. It's a good idea for those of you that have like extra landscaping and that kind of thing. Now we are going to dig a pond, but it's going to be like mainly for the ducks and the geese. So that's not going to be solar lit or run with anything. Okay, solar powered motion detectors. These are the things that can be a pain. Keep the exterior of your home well lit when needed by using solar powered instead of hardwired motion detector lights. They work, but sometimes they screw up, and sometimes they can just like do this little flash thing and then go off and then not come back on. Had that problem with the ones that I bought when we were up in Michigan. And I do believe I got them on Amazon, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been too long. Solar shower. Build a functional and attractive privacy shield in your backyard and use solar-powered water bladders and or a solar-powered shower stand to bathe during the warm weather months and when washing domestic pets or livestock. Now, for our off-grid cabin, I more than likely will have us put in a solar shower. I'm actually debating on how to do the bathroom. I know we're going to have a composting toilet system. And I'm still thinking about, what way to go with that. But I'm also very seriously considering doing the outdoor shower. Now, we get a camper trailer, we will have a camper trailer, and we'll be able to use the shower in that. I will have to save money for a solar generator, though, because I know those run on battery or electricity, and I don't want to have to charge a battery. I just don't. Okay. Anyway, take baby steps to becoming less reliant on electricity and modern utilities. Not only will it save you money, you'll be more prepared in case of a grid down scenario. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point. And being prepared for a grid down situation. Fellow homesteaders, this is who I'm talking to. Future homesteaders. The whole point is being able to be prepared and being able to survive and take care of yourself and your family and your animals and on whichever way might work better for you guys. Only you guys can figure that out, but I very highly recommend doing a lot of research on, if you're thinking about going solar, do your research. Just do your research. Or, wind turbines or hydropower if you live near enough water or should I say a large enough water source. And just do your research and then make your decision, Only you guys know what's right for your family. Now for us, what we're looking at right now, besides being prepared, is the money that we are going to save being able to live on our property. And it's an extensive amount. We're going to be able to save between $730 to $810 a month just by living on the property. Now, yes, we will have to keep the trailer for a while. So we're not going to save that at first. But one of the main reasons why I will end up keeping the trailer for a while is getting a job online working with live ops. And I will need to be hardwired to the internet, to Wi-Fi, or rather, to our router, rather. So, but I mean, that just depends. And as far, along with needing a place to have packages sent to. I mean, I could get a P.O. box, but anyway, that's it for today on the solar, and just do your research, guys, and just see what would be right for your family, and just go with that, and do what you have to make it work and live your homestead dream. If you have to start small, you have to start small. I mean, that's probably that's the best option. So you don't get overwhelmed, because a lot of people do. I did. And I mean, mine was just mainly with the gardening. I loved having the chickens. I loved it. And I can't wait till we get them again. Like, I can't wait. But I'm going to get off from here and get this video uploaded. Probably not going to do another one at all today. I've got some other things I got to do, and I want to try to get that next chapter written out, so I don't have to worry about that tomorrow, so I can get the video out sooner. But I'm going to get off from here and get the video uploaded, and just do your research, guys. And if you haven't watched many of the videos, go back and watch the videos, especially from from the video of our property called We Finally Made It. And, watch the videos from that one on, you can watch the other ones too, but some of them are kind of eh. I mean, my container gardening ones are pretty good. Pretty decent. Have some decent information in them. Sorry. It's kind of a sleepy afternoon here. We're supposed to get rain over the next few days, so. And I'll let you guys know for sure if I'm going to be able to do a video Wednesday or not, or whether we're going to be able to go onto the property or not Wednesday. I think that's about it, and you guys all have a good day, and do your research. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the bell and click on it for all notifications, so you get the notifications for the videos, and share the videos. And you guys have a good day. Bye, guys.